beyond the medical. Mind, body, and soul is so important for total health. And I just had a young man come have a seat in this office, and he said, "I have a question for you." I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's medical. And he said, "What do you do when life just gets really hard?" What a beautiful question to ask. And it's beautiful because it gave that young man an out. Whatever was holding him down, whatever was oppressing him, whatever was really that weight around his neck, it gave him an out. I don't take credit for that. I'm just grateful that I was there when it happened, and maybe he felt some comfort to be able to ask that. And so I imparted that, and I could see, looking at his chart, he's a younger guy. And we talked a little bit, come to find out his father's not around, never knew his father, and he's gone through some hard stuff in life. And that's healing. And just through our conversation, the more we talked, the more I just validated him by saying, look, man, the things that you're doing and saying are growth. You're headed in the right direction. Stay on this path. When he spoke to apologizing to an ex-girlfriend and her family, I said one of the hardest things people can do is apologize. And the other, I often believe, is to accept an apology, because we get either that deep in our feelings, or we are so driven by ego that they don't deserve an apology. And if we're so hurt, well, I just don't think I can forgive you. We've all made mistakes, and that's what he's owning up to, his levels of accountability. And that was one of the things that I talked to him about. I said, the one thing that we understand as men, and you will come to understand in time, is nobody's coming to save you. If you don't get it right yourself, this will be just your doing. It'll be your consequence. And I told him about, as a young man, sleeping on park benches myself, bus stop benches, being homeless, because I didn't put myself in a position to not end up there. And so if you don't prepare to fail, you will certainly fail in a lot of areas. First attempt in learning, but I learned a hard lesson that way. And I'm grateful for it. But that's also why I'm so grateful that in these legacy years, you pass on wisdom. I've gained a lot of information, manifested that, or turned it into knowledge, and over time it's become wisdom. I can tell and talk to him about things that he has yet to see, but will understand one day. And that's a cool place to be. And that's something that I think we should all pass on. But his ability to say, like, I'm always used to running from things because of the way I grew up, and I didn't have much, so I would just always run when things would come towards me, the good things. We run from the good things. And I said, that's a really amazing part for being a younger man, to recognize those things. One, to stop running, and two, take accountability. Those will take you far. Those will take anybody far in life when we get to those points. We're not ducking and dodging, and we're standing up and saying, I did this, or this was a part of me and it no longer is. He moved away from his hometown, away from the trouble and the people that were bringing him trouble that he had gotten into. And that was kind of what I spoke to. I said, look, a lot of times you have to change your circle, because what we do, we are only sending out that energy, and therefore that energy is being received by people on that same wavelength. And so you have to change that wavelength. You have to change the signals you're sending out in order to get a different reception. It doesn't mean that we're better than some people who haven't gotten to that point yet. It just means that we recognize where we can do better, and that's where growth really starts to take place. So I wanted to share this, and not just to put somebody's business out there, their hardships, but we've all gone through hardships. I will talk to you about my hardships, and share alike, and we learn from those sort of things. And so this is why I always ask, if you have something to impart in the comments, your ace up the sleeve, your advice, comment, experience, this is the time. Because people will read this who are going through something hard, or have yet to realize what hard is. Really hard comparatively. And sometimes that's a place where we can really shed light and give people reason to be appreciative and have gratitude for the things they've gone through, because while it may have been hard for them, it's not hard in the grand scheme of things. Still doesn't mean that what they went through wasn't a challenge, but
we can still learn by seeing somebody hungrier than us, somebody who's is not living in a home like us. There's just things that we can look at and really be appreciative for where we're at. So that's what I wanted to bring here today. What are your thoughts on this? I haven't done a men's wellness check in quite some time, but this was a perfect one to do. So I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. And, as always, subscriptions and videos. So stick around and spread the word. Spread your good energy. It's in you. We'll see you next time.